Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You're now tuned into the show, and I'm your host, the M to the J to the. You already know how it goes. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I always give you guys much love and appreciation for supporting the channel. You guys rock. You guys have given me a lot of love and a lot of feedback, okay? I know we've been having a lot of things going on in the world, especially in 2020. 2020 was a crazy chaos year, and even starting now into 2021, the new year, we have a lot of chaos going on as well. But I highly encourage all you guys to stay motivated, stay positive. Don't let all this chaos and all this negativity going on in the world stray you guys from your path. Keep pushing forward on whatever the direction you're looking for. So as you guys can tell from the title, we're going to go straight into it. This was a sneak peek and a teaser that I left you guys with. We're going to be talking about and discussing. I'm going to be ranking as far as lead actresses that would compete and fit for the top actresses to be the title for Queen of Screams, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're going to be talking about and discussing. So when I think of Queen of Screams, I could think of three criteria. I can only think of a certain amount, a handful of female actresses, but then also I base on three criteria. So the three criteria I base on is vocals, stage presence, and overall career, the overall succession of the career. These are the three criteria which I will be basing on. So as we're going to get right into it, coming in at the 10th spot for Queen of Screams, the battle for Queen of Screams, the 10th spot goes to Mrs. Lupita Nyong'o from the movie Us, playing the character Adelaide. Once again, Mrs. Lupita Nyong'o from the Us movie playing the role of Adelaide comes in at the 10th spot. This was a good movie. It was alright. It wasn't one of my best, especially since I'm a huge fan of the horror, suspense, thriller, serial, all that type of genre. But this wasn't one of my favorite films, okay? It could have been better, but it was alright. It was cool. My concerns with this film is I think that it was too much all over the place. It was too much confusion going on in this film, so it didn't have a consistency of the storyline. The storyline structure I think was just too much all over the place, which didn't make this film pretty much one of my most liked films when it comes to this specific genre. But overall, I do think the movie was good. I think it was a good movie, okay, especially being a movie with a complete all overall black cast. I think it was cool. I think Mrs. Lupita Nyong'o, if I'm pronouncing her name wrong, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but some of these people's names is just too weird, and I'm not about to sit here and spend time trying to figure out how to pronounce their name. But anyway, Mrs. Nyong'o, she did a good job. I think her overall presence in the film, I think it was good. So this is why I gave her the 10th spot. Moving on, coming in the 9th spot. The 9th spot on the title of Queen of Screams. The 9th spot goes to, and may I add, this particular actress, I think personally that this movie, which is available on Netflix, I think that this movie is pretty much went underrated, okay? It's one of those movies that's a sleeper, but it's a banger though. It's a banger. So I highly recommend, and I will leave in the description for every actress, for every lead actress on this list that I give you guys. I'm going to be listing in the description all the links so you can go and watch out and peep out these films that they did in. But this next individual, this film was so good, and I think that it went undershadowed, and I think it was a basic banger, but it was a sleeper. A lot of people don't know. But Mrs. Essie Davis playing the role of Amelia in the movie on Netflix, Babadook, okay? Babadook. This movie was a good ass movie. Personally, I think this was a good movie. I think it's one of those sleeper movies that was a complete straight banger. Okay, if you haven't watched this movie, Babadook, I highly recommend that you go watch this movie. This movie is good. I think Mrs. Essie Davis did a hell of a job. She had her stage presence and the actual screams, the vocals. It was a good job, and just being one and being tuned into with the character and making us believe the character. She brought the character to life. It was a hell of a job. And I personally think that this movie, like I said, it was a very sleeper, but it was good. So Mrs. Essie Davis comes in at the 9th spot on the list of Queen of Screams. Now, coming in at the 8th spot. Now, I want to let you guys know before I go any further, between the 8th and 7th spot, it took me so much time. I didn't know the direction I wanted to go. I was going back and forth who I was going to give it to. But I decided to make a final decision, but it could have went either way. So, without any further ado, coming in at the 8th spot of Queen of Screams title, I'm going to give the 8th spot to Mrs. Jessica Biel Mrs. Jessica Biel. Two films, key films that she played in. Two key films. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Tall Man. Both of these films she did a hell of a job in, and both of these films were good. They were so good, and these both of these movies, the Tall Man and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, both were phenomenal films, and they both were good when we're talking about the specific genre of horror / thriller, suspense, mystery. They were good. Both of these films Jessica Biel was in, and she did a hell of a job. So I put her in the A spot. The main one that she did was very, very good was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know a lot of you should know this. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, she did a hell of a job in that. So this is why I put her at the A spot. But as I said, I was so up and down, tossing and turning. I didn't know who I want to pick and choose. So I'm going to go ahead and go on to the 7th person on the list, and I'm going to tell you guys between the 7th and 8th spot the reason why I finally just came to a decision. So coming in at the 7th spot, Mrs. Halle Berry. Mrs. Halle Berry comes in at the 7th spot. For those of you guys don't know Mrs. Halle Berry, you should know Mrs. Halle Berry is very known, especially from the X-Men franchise. But she was in a film called Gothica, playing the role of Miranda. Halle Berry, she did a good job in this film, a very good job, and I enjoyed this film. I had nothing bad to say about this film. I like the structure of it. I like Mrs. Halle Berry's role in it. I like how her presence she put into the role. Even though the villain, it was a good job, and it was a good twist to it too. So, as I told you guys, I was so up and down between Halle Berry and Jessica Biel because at first I wanted to put Jessica Biel in the 7th spot and put Halle Berry in the 8th spot. But the only reason why I put Halle Berry right above, a step above Jessica Biel was because overall, Halle Berry has had a better career than Jessica Biel. Now, like I said, this is no shade. Jessica Biel has done an amazing job. She's been in a lot of work, and a lot of projects. But when we do a survey and we ask the majority of people, who do you think was an overall better actress, who had a better career between Halle Berry and Jessica Biel? I can guarantee you that most people would choose Halle Berry. Halle Berry would get the overall rating percentage, okay? So this is why I gave Halle Berry the upper hand, but I was going to put Halle Berry at the 8th spot and put Jessica Biel at the 7th spot because of those films that Jessica Biel was in, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Tall Man. Those were two phenomenal horror, suspense, thriller, mystery films, and I think it was just a hell of a job overall, and it was a hell of a job done by Jessica Biel. But I gave the little edge and the bump to Halle Berry because Halle Berry has had an overall better successful career, even though she only has really played in this particular genre one film, and that's Gothica, okay? So now we're gonna go into the final spot at the bottom 5, okay, on the bottom five of the Queen of Screams. The number 6 spot goes to Mrs. Sarah Michelle Gellar. Sarah Michelle Gellar gets the 6th spot. Coming in at 6, closing out the bottom 5 of the Queen of Screams is Sarah Michelle Gellar. Sarah Michelle Gellar comes in 6th spot. Sarah Michelle Gellar is known for multiple projects, but she is mainly known from The Grudge, and also she was a supporting cast in the I Still Know What You Did Last Summer franchise, ladies and gentlemen. But she was majorly known for The Grudge, and also she is also known for the teleplay series Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What can I say about Sarah Michelle Gellar? She's a phenomenal actress. She's a great, excellent work. Has great character. She's done a hell of a job. She has a lot of acolytes. She's a good actress. So this is why I put her at the top of the bottom 5. She goes at the top spot of the bottom 5 of the Queen of Screams. I think Sarah Michelle Gellar, she's a beast. And when you ask my opinion of Sarah Michelle Gellar, I like her works. I like all the projects she's been in, except for a couple I was very skeptical on them. I will admit, I wasn't a huge fan of The Grudge. I did not like that franchise. I think The Grudge, if I had to give The Grudge a rating, which I would probably do that for another segment and talk about The Grudge, I will give The Grudge a rating of probably about a 5. That's what I would give The Grudge, a 5. Overall, I would give The Grudge a 5. And I know people are saying, well, wait a minute. If you're giving The Grudge only a rating of 5, then why would you have Sarah Michelle Gellar at the top of the bottom 5 of the Queen of Screams? It's because overall, Sarah Michelle, when we're talking about those 3 criteria that I explained to you guys, vocals, stage presence, and overall success of a career, Sarah Michelle Gellar has the vocals, she has the stage presence, and she's had a successful career. And we're particularly talking about Queen of Screams, the title Queen of Screams. And I Still Know What You Did Last Summer franchise, when she was a supporting cast to Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. and Phillips. I think that she did a hell of a job and an awesome job. And some people will even say that she stole the show from Jennifer Love Hewitt, which that is complete blasphemy, though. I don't know how you guys see that. That's complete blasphemy. But at the end of the day, she still did a phenomenal job, and she did a hell of a job with that Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Just that alone, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, her overall presence and the stage presence she gave in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer teleplay series was a phenomenal job. And without a shadow of doubt, I knew already in my bottom 5, I knew that Sarah Michelle Gellar was going to get the 6th spot. She was just a nudge out of being put into the actual top 5 list, okay? So I'm going to run down again. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. I'm curious to know what you guys' opinions, what your thoughts are and views of this are. I'm going to run down the list real quick again. Coming in at the 10th spot, Mrs. Lupita Nyong'o. Coming in at the 9th spot, Mrs. Essie Davis. Coming in at the 8th spot, Mrs. Jessica Biel. Coming in at the 7th spot, Mrs. Halle Berry. Coming in at the 6th spot, Mrs. Sarah Michelle Gellar. This is my bottom 5 list for the race in the battle for the Queen of Screams, okay? This was my bottom 5 list. So I want to thank you guys, like I said, once again, for tuning into the show, for giving much love and support. I highly recommend that you guys spam in the comments. Let me know your opinions. Let me know your views. What did you think? Also, I will make sure that I leave a link in the description. Also, I will be leaving in the end screen cards. You'll see in the end screen, I'm going to give you where you can go straight into part 2. We're going to go into the top 5 of the Battle of the Queen of Screams, ladies and gentlemen. But I hope you guys like this, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think after you've watched both segments. Do you think I was fair? Do you think I was fair with my judgments? How did you like my overall listing, okay? Because I know it's going to be very controversial, because I know there are some of these actresses that's going to be on the bottom 5, and that's also going to be on the top 5 that are fan favorites. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, no, this person should have been number 1, or this person should have been number 2. But we'll see when I get the comments. I'm curious to know what you guys think, what you guys' opinions are. So stay tuned. Be looking out. Part 2 of this segment will be coming straight back to back. So I want to thank you guys once again for showing all the love and support to the channel. So until next time, y'all already know what it is. It's the M to the J to the U. Peace.